if you're introducing the Skrulls into the MCU, many people like myself have automatically jumped to the conclusion that you're probably setting up one of the most famous storylines in Marvel Comics, which would be the Secret Invasion. Now let's talk about a potential hint towards this and maybe why and why it might not happen. So recently, during a pair of interviews for Captain Marvel, a lot of stuff was discussed, specifically the introduction of Skrulls. Now, if you know the Skrulls in Marvel Comics, you know that they're pretty important players. And unlike something like Civil War, which you can make it a little bit of a one and done, I think Skrulls themselves are much more important considering what their powers are and how they were kind of placed into the Marvel Comics universe. You know, during the time where they revealed who the Skrulls were, things were all up in the air. A lot of questions were being asked. There was a lot of confusion and a lot of anticipation to see who the next person was. You know, and big reveals naturally led to some shocking conclusions. So when the movies decided, hey, we're going to bring Skrulls in, everybody goes, okay, so are we getting ready for a secret invasion? Well, one of the producers of Captain Marvel specifically wanted to talk about this, and while he doesn't directly say, hey, yes, secret invasion is happening, which honestly would be awesome and I hope it does, he says that this movie is planting seeds for what's happening in the future of the MCU. Now you can read that two different ways, right? It's planting seeds because Captain Marvel's going to be in Captain Marvel, and then she's showing up in Endgame, and then she's going to have her own trilogy come in and, you know, leading the Avengers. At the same time, Skrulls feel like they would be wasted if they're a one and done, right? Plus, you can't destroy the whole race, like, in one movie. That just doesn't seem real to me, right? So, it kind of makes me think of what could they be doing and what is the plan. And honestly, I think a secret invasion type of angle for the next phase would be really cool. You can really play it up, you know, maybe recast some actors along with the secret invasion, which would kind of be a cool concept, you know, to take it in a different direction. And also, it lets you explore that whole mystery type of angle, being like, you know, I don't know who like the secret murderer is, right? Those types of movies, like Murder on the Orient Express, for example. I love that movie, and I love a mystery murder type of scenario. So you could explore something like that, where it's like, oh man, who's going to be the Skrull or something? And as many of us have speculated, maybe Captain Marvel is going to plant the seeds that someone this entire time in the MCU has been a Skrull infiltrating in there, which would be pretty revolutionary. So when you get past Avengers Endgame, we kind of know what the next setup is. And I think this would be something that I would personally love to see, and that they're teasing, but at the same time, you'd have to wonder that Secret Invasion is something so comic booky, right? That it would almost take the normal person out of it if they're like, look, Iron Man was a Skrull the entire time, and people are just like, oh, so all those Iron Man appearances were just an alien? Well, that's terrible, right? So, I don't know. It's a hard one to sell, but I would love to see them tackle it because of the challenge.